because you've been practicing drawing for what, like a month now, at least?
Yeah,
Around
about
that?
a month.
So you're getting to that point where
Yeah.
you might want to start switching. Are you feeling any tension right now?
I've spent too much money to
Dude, that's honestly,
quit.
you know me, like putting external pressures on you to continue something are such a good way.
Yeah,
I've
I've invested a lot into it now.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I bail out right now, that would be a waste.
That's what I did with this podcast. I bought like $80 worth of mics and webcams. So I'm like, okay, now if I don't do it, it's like, what am I going to do?
It's a waste, right?
Yeah,
It's a waste.
exactly.
Yeah, so I bought a digital drawing pad. That's a graphic digital drawing pad. So I've hooked it up to my Mac and stuff. I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking learn how to draw.
Yeah. What are you drawing right now? Like learning to draw, and then what are like possible end goals for what you would like to be able to draw?
So what I found is that I want to start at the basic fundamentals that everyone should know in order to advance as an artist, right? Like at first, I was trying to draw a face, and then I was like, why aren't my faces improved? Like I felt my faces definitely improved, but like they were not at a level where I was happy with them. And I know it's only been like a few weeks, but even still, I was just like, how can I streamline my learning process compared to when I was younger? That's the way I can
Streamline, like making it faster.
Yeah, making it more efficient,
Gotcha.
learning the more useful techniques, so I can like catch up to where I would be if I kept practicing from back then. So I found that there are fundamentals to good drawing. So learning how to like utilize a pencil correctly, learning how to use your grip. Like there's the way that we use a pencil normally. It's called the tripod grip, where you hold it between like 3 fingers. Right.
Okay.
Some people might write weird.
Yeah,
but
I
that's the
can't like
standard
tell
grip.
how I write without a pencil. That's weird.
It's a standard grip.
All right, tripod grip.
Tripod grip. That uses a lot of wrist motion, right? So it's good for you making fine adjustments on paper.
Yeah.
But for broad strokes and stuff, like a big circle, you're not going to be able to use your wrist to draw a whole circle like really well. You can, at best, an oval.
Okay.
That's the size of your wrist. So that's why you use your elbow and your shoulder.
Whoa, so this
grip.
is like getting into like physical
Yeah,
parts
exactly.
of drawing too, not just
So
okay.
but for like bigger gestural drawings, right, you want to switch it to like an overhand grip where you hold it between like your fingers and your palm.
Like that?
Kind of, yeah, basically. It's like overhand. If I had a pencil, I could show you, like that chapstick. Could
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Try with the
So
chapstick.
this is standard tripod grip, right?
Okay.
But this is the overhand grip where you hold it like that.
Can I try it?
Yeah. So
Like that?
yeah, so you put you face it down on paper and then
Oh, I
use
see
your-
how you could use your elbow a lot.
Yeah, you use
easier.
your elbow and your shoulder a lot more. It gives you a lot
Wow.
wider range of motion.
So do you got to do like arm exercises?
Oh
to,
yeah, like you gotta hit the gym. to be
Yeah,
an
that's what I
artist,
think.
for
But just
sure.
the one arm.
Just the one.
Well, there's other things you can do with that.
Yeah, like, you can switch on and off with other activities.
Yeah, of course.
Like I definitely. Do.
Oh yeah, no, same.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
But yeah, so circles.
Yeah, circles. So that's the fundamentals I was getting to. I was like, I want to break down my drawing.
Damn,
process.
so you're getting to like the basics.
basic.
But that's good. It's like fundamental. What? First principles.
First principles, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like this is the stuff that you can't practice enough, right? So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then like once I started feeling a bit more comfortable with that, I started drawing basic shapes. Circles. If you use just a tripod grip, they're very hard because like, how would you normally draw a circle? You'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, like you go around like kind of hoping that it lines up
Yeah.
pretty well.
No, I agree. That shit's
But
hard.
I took this course on Skillshare by this guy called Brent Evanston. Really cool. I'm really enjoying it. He's a very good teacher. And he says to, like kind of make the shape before you touch it and like do it in momentum. So once you actually put it down, it's a lot easier because you kind of see it. Yeah, you kind of see it
Yeah.
before you put it on the page. And it's a lot easier to make circles that way with the overhand grip especially because you can use a wider range of motion to make it smoother.
Gotcha.
It's really cool.
Does this stuff extend to like triangles and squares and stuff, or is it more
Triangles?
just curves?
For that, it kind of applies for all shapes where you want to make if you're doing a curve, you want to like trace it out before, and if you're doing a straight line, you want to trace it out before. kind of like
Interesting.
that. So, and then once you see it on the page, it's a lot easier to visualize if you kind of mime out what you want to do. So after that, after I got more comfortable with that, I moved on to basic volumes. So
Volumes.
yeah, like three-dimensional
Oh,
objects
okay,
in
okay.
space.
Gotcha.
So cylinders, cubes,
Oh, I love
and
cubes.
spheres. So I've just been practicing those for the past like week or so.
Really?
I actually bought a sketch pad, a new one, and then I've been tracking. I've been drawing a lot of shapes on one page. And I've been tracking down how much of each shape I've drawn
Really?
every day. Yeah. So
Okay, so then I have a question which applies to this, because a lot of like I look at advice online on how to learn physics and math, right? And they're like a lot of times you just got to go through the monotonous practice of doing problems, even though like you they like get boring after a while because you kind of know how to do them, but like you make mistakes every once in a while, and like you're not really learning anything new. You're just practicing the skill. So do you feel that with having to like draw a cube over and over again?
some days I'm just like, what the fuck am I
At,
doing?
at what point do you feel like you're able to move on? Is it when you draw the perfect cube, or do you just have to draw a certain amount of cubes to
If
feel
I
good?
can draw a good volume without it looking like a fluke.
A fluke.
A fluke. That means I can replicate it consistently.
Okay.
Yeah. If I can replicate it consistently, so with the basic volumes, a lot of what helps to construct it is using like axis lines, so symmetry lines. So I
Okay.
construct the oval for a cylinder. I construct an oval first, and then I draw a line of symmetry through the oval till I can see where things land, right? And then after that, I draw another line of symmetry for the bottom oval so I can see where I put it. And then after that, I draw the two sides to close the two ovals together to make the cylinder. And I've been trying to wean myself off of using constructing lines because
Oh
I
wow.
can be able to.
So what
I'll
are
be
they
able to
like
make it.
training wheels, kind of?
Kind of, yeah. You can always use them, right? But it does make the process a little bit slower. I want to be a bit more efficient when I draw it, so I don't necessarily need to use it. It's more like to help you visualize where you want to put your shit.
So right now you're drawing like pretty simple shapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say in the future you wanted to draw like a dragon or something. Does drawing these shapes help more just in learning like the motion and technique of drawing, or like will actually being able to draw the shape help drawing more complex stuff?
Both, actually, yeah. So,
Okay.
according to the course, at least, but also I can understand the reasoning behind it is that every single object that you see in space can be reduced down to these three basic volumes, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Squares, cylinders, and spheres?
Yes,
Or cubes, my bad.
or boxes, whatever, because you
Boxes.
can use prisms, right? So
Okay.
boxes, cylinders, and spheres, like you have to just make fine adjustments to like the overall shape and stuff, and also combining them and stuff will help you create certain things. Like this frame behind you, you can
Yeah.
reduce it down to a box, right? A very thin and tall box.
Yeah.
And then like couches and stuff, you can like kind of you can see it's comprised of a couple cylinders, a couple boxes, and stuff like that.
Have you seen those like wooden doll things of like humans?
Yeah, the mannequins.
Are those like
Yeah.
humans reduced down to those shapes, kind of?
Kind of, yeah, basically.
Whoa.
Like they're obviously modified a bit, but yeah,
Yeah.
sort of the same principle. So it helps you with the motion and stuff and the principles, see how you do it, and then also you can construct more complex shapes out of those things to make it look more than just a cylinder and a box and a sphere.
So like, let's say you were trying to draw a dragon. I don't know why I'm thinking dragon. Just the first thing that popped into the head. But like, would you draw like an outline maybe of like
Yeah.
it into these basic shapes, and then after doing that, you can add all the details?
Probably, yeah. I haven't gotten to that stage yet, so
Yeah.
there's probably gonna be some minutia or some other like techniques to do it. But from what I'm seeing, that sounds about the basic process. You know, we want to break it into basic, biggest basic shapes first, and then fine tune it down. Like the analogy they used a lot in the course was you have like you're kind of like a sculptor. You have a big block of marble, and you're slowly whittling it down. So you want to start with the
Gotcha.
basic shit first, like
Yeah.
the basic kind of shape for it, and then you start doing like the minor details